Yeah, people, you don't know. When you hear the voice, you know it's Zane alongside the people's favorite.
What's up, peeps?
Why, JRP, it's a sad day, boy.
Yeah, part of the game now, but the show must go on.
Definitely. People, Arsenal hand Manchester City a major advantage in the title race as they suffer a 3-0 defeat at home to Brighton. What do you think? First of all, how you think that performance?
It was a dull performance, to be honest. There wasn't anything positive in this match. The Arsenal players seemed like they gave up. Since they, it was this feeling, and I'm not making any excuse, that when I watch City play early on against Everton, right, and they got that win, it was just that feeling that City just not giving up. And I don't know if the Arsenal players hear the result, but they just never got going. They just sit out there just like, hey, this is it.
I mean, they always come out and say they're not focused on what City is doing, they're focused on what they're doing. But at the end of the day, they are human as well.
Yeah, they are human as well. It showed the goal of class, because Arsenal are now in the hunt to try and hunt down City. And they didn't do that. They didn't do that against a Brighton team that wanted a win to stay in contention for Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, and in my opinion, the game honestly changed when Martinelli got injured. Right?
Yeah, that
was the early bright spark.
Yeah, and then Trossard came on, and we honestly thought that Trossard would have bring that sparks. And I'm not pointing any finger at him, but
no, he did hit the post.
He did the post, and that was just pretty much it. That just pretty much sums up all of Arsenal players and all of their attack. The substitution didn't help much. I mean, there were bright sparks in the case of Reece Nelson.
Yeah,
but that was just pretty much it. You can't point a finger on any Arsenal player and said, "Yo, they had an amazing game."
No.
And I guess our race is over for the season right now. It's not, I guess. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you, because City are one win away from being crowned champions.
Yeah, and they might achieve that against Chelsea.
Yeah. So, Chelsea might have to crown them at the Etihad.
Yeah, it is heartbreaking to know that this Arsenal side, they manage more win than one of our greatest team in history, the Invincible.
Score more goals than them.
And it still wasn't enough to stop the City team.
Yeah. Yeah, the City team, honestly, is a machine.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see why they've won, 4 out of the last 5 Premier Leagues?
Yeah. It will be some task stopping them. Arteta, Edu, the owners will have to now dig deep and try and rally these players. I mean, credit to what I saw Odegaard doing at the end of the match, when every player's head was bowed on the field, and you can't blame them. Emotions were high today, and he was the one that was walking around and pretty much telling his troops to chin up.
Yeah, this is where I disagree with some of the so-called paid pundits, right, that say Odegaard is not a leader. What Odegaard displayed today and over the previous 2 game weeks, that is definitely a leader.
Yeah, that is leadership, because, like I said, in the last 2 game week, the ones that we won, it was single-handedly because of Odegaard.
Yeah,
When our two wide men were having poor games, it was Odegaard that stepped up.
exactly.
And even in some of our losses, it was Odegaard out there that was still rallying, trying to get a win. Today he fell short till the point where he even got substitution. But that's just pretty much how things go at times. We're not always going to get it our way.
True, true. And speaking of our way though, Manchester City, they basically seem to always have things their own way. Because when I watched them play Everton early as well, for the first 32 minutes, I thought, yes, Everton can do this. Everton is holding out, right?
Hmm.
Everton is putting up some early resistance.
Yeah, trying to make them frustrated.
Yeah, but then it was cruise control after that.
Yeah. Two goals in pretty much 2 minutes. And City have been here, done that. They know what it takes to win. They have the players to win. They have the world class players. Even some of these players are not playing week in. When it comes down to the nitty gritty, they know that now it's time to just finish this. And they went out there and did that. Erling Haaland didn't have his best game because before he even scored that goal, I think that was like his third touch in the game.
Yes. I mean,
And this is the difference between City and us. There's just that golf in class. When one player is out, they have an next quality player that can fill the gap.
and it doesn't seem like they miss a step, they miss a beat.
No, it doesn't. Pep Guardiola is pretty much have this team as a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just a cut above everyone else.
we said it a few weeks ago, Pep is teaching managerial 101.
Yeah.
And it showed again.
And even when City was in cruise control, he wanted more. He's like this perfectionist. They could call him like a mad scientist.
Yeah, man. Always hungry for more.
Yeah, we regardless of us not winning this title, but we did achieve this season. We did manage to finish second. We have a spot in the Champions League. And even though I said that our race is finished for the season, when you look in hindsight, now we have to now prepare for what's ahead. This can just be the foundation where we can just launch and push ourselves to achieve even more.
Yeah, man. Hopefully with this, some investments come in and we can challenge.
Well, it has to, Nazir, it has to, because everyone next season will become burning. We see the likes of Newcastle, we see the likes of, even though Chelsea have a horrible season this season, with a right manager and with those abundance of talents. It's only a matter of time before they got it right. Liverpool was having an off season well.
Chelsea have now gotten Pochettino, so
you can only imagine he will bring his class.
Yeah.
And then even the likes of Brighton, they are going to come next season with a threat as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So if we don't invest and spend smartly and recruit smartly, we're always going to try and play catch up. And right now we are playing catch up.
Yeah, man, big time.
But we really need to close that gap as fast as possible between us and City, and even with the rest of teams like Manchester United, Chelsea, and so forth.
Yeah. And now, when we talk about class and good form, Brentford, good home form continues as they beat up a tired West Ham side. I mean, Brentford has been great at home, but you can't blame West Ham for this. West Ham has been leggy, pushing it in Europe, pushing it to get out of relegation and survive. And, since they're now safe, I guess their main focus is on European football.
Yes, yes. And we touched on this last game week that once West Ham secure their safety in the league, going forward we'll see a different West Ham side because like you rightfully said, they are focusing on the Conference League, and if they manage to get a win in the Conference League, that is an automatic spot in the Europa League. They made something like 9 changes in this match, and it showed.
Exactly, and it showed. It definitely showed.
And credit to Brentford, they secure a top 10 finish.
Yeah. We have to give them plaudits, even though it may seem small to us and people watching the Premier League. I think this is their first top 10 finish in the league ever.
Yes, and it is not over yet because they're still in the hunt for a Europa or a Conference League qualification.
Yeah, and it's definitely not over for them.
No.
But one team it's over for, though. The first team to get relegated this season. I mean, Southampton, in all fairness, DRP, had looked dead and gone for months now.
Very much so. It is disappointing to know that the fans had to experience this. They have been this was the 11th season in the league, something like that.
Yeah.
You would have thought that going into this match, they would find that motivation to get a win.
Fight.
Yes, to put up a fight because they know that if they win, it gives them a fighting chance. But if they lose, that's perfect for them. And they did nothing to at least justify or even try and give themselves a fighting chance.
No, and the worst thing is they were the home team. They had the home support behind them, right? It's like they couldn't find any motivation against this Fulham.
They just handed to Fulham.
Yeah, be as simple as that. They definitely just handed it to Fulham.
And now they will be playing in the Championship next season. If they don't correct certain things, it won't be an easy ride in the Championship because minus the teams that qualify out of the Championship into the league next season, we can identify some teams that are playing much better football than Southampton right now.
Yeah, man, definitely. Southampton's first goal, though, is to keep a hold of the players that they have.
And that's going to be difficult. There will be many suitors coming for James Ward-Prowse.
Kyle Walker-Peters.
And
they start losing them,
it's an uphill task.
Yeah, it'll definitely be hard.
And then they will now have to possibly reconstruct their salary pyramid because now they're possibly asking players to take pay cut.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for Southampton.
Yeah, and Southampton don't want to be in a situation where even if they go down, even if they gain promotion back, but yet they're still in that mix where they haven't fixed anything, they could just possibly go back then again. So they definitely want to fix it before they come back up.
They may become the new yo-yo team of the Premier League.
Could be, but I feel very sorry for their fans, and they didn't show any heart. They didn't fight with anything.
No, none at all. But a team that's fighting, and showing some heart, Man U, right? They seek to secure their top 4 with a win over a poor Wolves team, have to be said, because this Wolves team has been poor away from home all season. It's like Jekyll and Hyde.
It's like you said in a Zane. They secure their safety, and it's either they will come out and play or they will pretty much be on vacation.
Yeah, they take her early on the beach.
Yeah, and currently Wolves are just playing to just ride out the season.
Yeah, I mean they have absolutely nothing playing for right now.
They have nothing playing for. They're safe, which is good. So they will just ride out their remaining match.
No. What something funny is it's as you were for Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. Right? I would have said as you were, people. Right? But everybody that listens, we all know that since the start, Crystal Palace has been in 12th position. And even with this win over Bournemouth, they still remain in 12th position.
Yes, Crystal Palace just seem to can't come out of that 12th position. They managed a couple game weeks ago, but they find themselves back in the 12th position. They are 11 and points with Chelsea. They all can't imagine that if Chelsea slips up against Manchester City and they manage to get a win, they will just leapfrog Chelsea. But
we see 12 as their spot.
It seemed like 12 is yes, right. Because Fulham is pretty much on 51 points. It will be some task now to catch them.
Yeah, 12, yeah, definitely. So 11 and 12 is between them and Chelsea. Yeah, unless they slip up and Wolves find a way to pass them.
And based on how Wolves are playing, there's not any major encouraging to think that Wolves may overtake them.
Nah, it's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
No, the team that Arsenal face next, Nottingham Forest, right? They remain 3 points clear after a spirited draw against Chelsea.
This could very well be an important point for Nottingham Forest. And like I said, they comes up against Arsenal, a very wounded Arsenal.
A very wounded Arsenal.
And it is no surprise if they possibly get that win over Arsenal, because where Arsenal headspace is right now, we can't even imagine what these players will turn up and do. Probably Arteta may rotate and getting some guys to play. You know, we saw the likes of Reece to come on today. Possibly he may start. You know, give some this season, like I said, it all depends on what happened with Chelsea match. Yeah, because if City are crowned champions in a Chelsea match, then we may see a different Arsenal side roll up against Nottingham Forest.
And this is a Nottingham Forest that is good at home and is playing for their survival.
Yeah, they are playing for their survival, and they only know that a win and 3 points is very important. Like I said, this could very well be a very important points for them. They didn't lose.
Right. And I mean, yes, after taking the lead to see Chelsea fight back, and, you know, it was 2 goals from Sterling in basically 7 minutes.
Yeah, we thought from Sterling.
We thought Forest was going to, you know, get blown away, but it was 4 minutes later, they found the equalizer. They didn't give up.
Yes, it is the small margins that cause teams to lose, you know, and City, not sorry about that. Chelsea are their own enemy in this game. Mendy, another poor performance again.
I was actually surprised when he started, you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he got picked over Kepa.
And Mendy is one of those players that rise to success and fall quickly as he rises.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if he still hangs around next season.
But in all fairness, I personally have to give it up to Nottingham Forest. You see the spirit that they showed? That's what I was expecting from Southampton.
Yeah, that spirit. Yeah. And this is a Nottingham Forest that was playing away from home.
Exactly. But 2 teams that are fighting out for, we can say, the final European spots, you know, Aston Villa and Spurs.
Yes, spirited performance by Aston Villa. Questionable penalty.
Yeah, very, very questionable penalty. Very questionable penalty.
But we know that once Emery is at the in charge of this Aston Villa team, we know that European football is very near, and they're showing that.
Yeah, because top 4 is Champions League, then think it's 5 to 6
is
Europa
Europa
League.
League. And then there is the Conference League from 7 going down.
So, you know,
And yeah, and then it all depends on what West Ham will do as well. And so they could very well clinch a spot in the Conference League. I think they will get it.
yeah, I definitely think they will get it.
Yeah.
I think Europa League might be out of their reach just for the fact that Brighton has
man.
games.
Brighton got that important 3 points.
Yeah, and they have 2 games in hand over the likes of Tottenham and Villa.
But this is a very what you call encouraging season for Aston Villa based on where they were coming from. Because at one point, look, doom and gloom when Gerrard was in charge.
Yeah, man. Couldn't find a goal, couldn't keep a clean sheet.
And then Emery, who is obviously going to be contender of manager of the season, turned this team around. And not only did he turn them into a winning team, but he actually put in the work and fixed the back line as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no longer Emery's team winning, 3-2.
Yeah,
but we see them shutting out teams now.
Shutting out teams and grinding out to get a result. But like I said, I honestly think that penalty was just it's not a penalty for me. And
no.
It's so similar that Watkins experiences same thing and didn't get a penalty.
Yeah. It shows the ugly side of the refereeing decisions yet again.
But credit to Aston Villa for hanging on and getting that win over Tottenham. I pretty much don't know where Tottenham will go from here.
Listen, if Tottenham loses Hurricane, it's doom and gloom.
I think
that's all I can say.
I think there's no point for Hurricane to stick around. There's none. He's coming down to his final chapter in his career. It kind of reminds me like a Van Persie. He's on such great form, and this is the thing. Hurricane is such a great striker that if he aligns himself with a top team, he can easily get 3 more years out of him.
That is true. And probably a trophy.
Yeah, and possibly a trophy. And if Manchester United come calling, I think he should just pack his bag and just leave.
Yeah, I agree with that. You have already showed all your loyalty to Spurs.
Yeah.
A Spurs fan can be upset if Hurricane decides to leave.
And the mere fact that not even Pochettino did show interest in going back, because when he was there, you see some sense of direction from Tottenham.
Yes.
And he chose the other route. There's a lot of fixing over there that need to take place. And like we said, Hurricane just need to get out and just go somewhere where he can at least get a title and finish on a high.
I'll take him at Arsenal.
Oh, trust me. He's capable, apart from City, because they have Erling Haaland, but you can see him slotting into the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea. You could possibly say Liverpool, definitely Man U. And Man U is the side that need a striker right now. So all roads lead to that club.
Yeah, man. But the last game of the day, or the first game of the day week though, saw the spirited Leeds United. They're still in the bottom 3, however, despite a good fight back and a good draw with Newcastle. Yeah,
and just like you hear me said earlier, that it's the fine margin that oftentimes define the game, right? Because here it was that a Leeds that was up 2, and if Brentford had converted his penalty.
I mean, that was a poor penalty, man.
Poor, but that has been the story of Brentford, you could say, even from the previous season. He hasn't been the same player since he got injured.
Yeah.
And then here is Newcastle now, and one of their most reliable players, Trippier, made a mistake that bring back Leeds into the game.
Yeah. Yeah, but when it comes to penalty, Callum Wilson basically got 2 penalties and dispatched them perfectly.
He showed Brentford how you should take a penalty.
Yeah, man. Penalty
And
101, Brentford.
and if Leeds should happen to go down, it is moments like these where Brentford will look at himself and pretty much be annoyed with himself. I don't think he will even get a proper sleep because 3 goals, putting a team up by 2 goals.
Yeah.
And psychologically, that can change everything. But
yeah, and to how they were playing as well, it didn't look like if they had scored the second one, Newcastle would get back into the game.
No, but the game pretty much changed, when he missed that penalty, the Leeds players' shoulder started to slump. Their players were now frustrated. You could see that they were not arguing amongst themselves.
Yeah, that penalty miss.
So it is the fine margin that will affect games. And if they have gotten that 3 points, they will be out of that relegation zone.
Exactly. They would be looking at safety, right? Because it was Bamford got the penalty in the 28th minute, right? A miss. And then by the 31st minute, Callum Wilson scored his penalty.
No, it's just a matter of where will Leeds go from here, because their next opponent is West Ham. We can only assume that, again, West Ham will just rotate, try to keep their players well rested for what they have to do in Europe. But they have to go down to West Ham and go for a win.
And I know it's in JRP, right? While the Premier League title, may boil down to just City beating Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
The race for top 4 is still hot and going.
And Chelsea have a big say in all of this.
In all of it.
And Chelsea, even the relegated side as well.
Yeah. Chelsea has a say in who's crowned champions, who gets top 4.
Yep.
Chelsea, it's in your corner, boy.
Yeah, because they have City next, then they come up against Manchester United, then they come up against Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they have a say to say in this top 4, but it will be some task to stop City.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't see it happening.
No, none of us see it happening. None of us.
Well, I mean, if Travi was here, he'd probably see it differently. Always the optimist.
Yeah, you can't blame him, but with this heavy defeat against Brighton, like I said,
that is it.
It's critical for us.
Yeah, man, that is it.
And but even if Chelsea do manage to get the win, we still have some ways to go and try and get 3 points against a Nottingham Forest. That is
man. It's still advantage. Still advantage City.
Yeah, still advantage City. It's a learning curve for us.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, any Arsenal fan listening, if you were told that, you would get top 4 and you would challenge for the title this season, we would all say impossible, right?
Yeah, based on where we're coming from 18 months ago.
Maybe we'd challenge for top 4, but challenging for the title, impossible. So let's not say all doom and gloom yet. But people, like always, will ask everybody, tap the like button. We're the JRP.
Mash it up.
Mash it up, man. Share it with your friend. Leave your comments as always. Respond to everyone.
Yes, man.
Yeah, we see one team gone already. Who you think is next in line? Leave your comments. Leicester. I could possibly agree with you. Yeah, one. People, leave your comments as usual. Until then, at the last of the reel, I tell everybody, be your brother's keeper and walk good.
Good up, definitely follow you. We out.
We out.